Hi everyone, I'm Isha G and I'm very excited to support Animal Equality's Love Veg campaign. As part of this campaign, I'm here to challenge you to try a plant-based diet for 21 days. Today I'll be sharing some tips to go plant-based and answer some questions. I would say have a plan in mind. Don't just eat your normal diet minus all the animal products. If you're taking things out, you need to put things in. And it's always a good idea to aim to eat the rainbow to make sure that you are getting all the essential nutrients and vitamins that you need. Another tip I would have is to find good substitutes for things you know you can't live without. So if that's yogurt for you, or ice cream, or cheese, experiment and find good substitutes that can help you through the transition process. Veganism might have a scary connotation to it, but it's not that different from an average Indian diet, which is mostly vegetarian food. So it's not that hard. You're actually cutting out only a few things, only dairy. I mean, a lot of us cook with oil. If you're eating from a restaurant, they often don't use ghee, they use oil anyways. So your normal dal, roti, sabji, chawal, all of those things are mostly plant-based already. So don't get overwhelmed. It's not that hard. There's a few items that you might need substitutes for, but everything else is very easily available in your regular diet already, probably. See, going vegan is an ethical decision for the most part. And when it comes to ethics, you know what's right and wrong, despite whatever anyone else is telling you to do. So for me, my family did not support me going vegan despite them being vegetarian. In fact, my family is very conservative Hindu family. He used to have me meet with pandits and acharyas one-on-one to have them convince me that dairy is a part of our history and our religious history, and butter and ghee is very important for our health. And so it took a long time to get my parents on board and a lot of fact spilling indirectly. The hardest people to convince to go vegan are your family or the people closest to you, because to you, they're not someone who has information. To you, they're just your daughter or your little sister, etc. And you're always whatever relationship you are to that person. So even when we talk about activism, the hardest people to change or to get to understand veganism is often the people who are closest to you, which is hard. But after about 2 years, it took them to accept me going vegan and stop trying to feed me non-vegan things and accept that this is not just some crazy phase I'm going through, and I'm not just wasting money trying to buy these like special products. So once they realized that it's not just a phase and this is a permanent life decision, and once they understood why I'm doing it, I would catch my dad in rooms with other people bragging about how I'm vegan to others and how I am standing up against cruelty to animals, and that's why I don't eat any animal products at all. And even when I'm not there, my parents would brag about me being vegan to others. And so it took a long time to get there, but if people love you and care about you, slow influence the seeds you plant eventually will sprout. And all I can say is stick to what you know is right, stick to your reasons for going vegan, and eventually, hopefully, the people that love you will come around. Today, my entire immediate family is vegan. My mom just turned vegan in March and my brother 2 years ago. And it's something that I'm the most proud of to this day. Another thing is a lot of families, at least in India, do understand the concept of vegetarian. And my family, for example, was vegetarian. So it was only about having them become aware of the cruelty that is in the poultry and the dairy industries as well. If you are contributing to these dairy and poultry industries, it's as cruel, if not more, as the meat industry. A lot of people don't know that in egg industry, males are not needed because they don't give eggs, and hens can be artificially inseminated. So if a male is not needed, where does it go? Oftentimes the baby chicks, male chicks, are ground up soon after birth because they're not needed in the poultry industry. Just like male chicks are being killed in the egg industry, in the dairy industry, male calves are not needed. The cows are artificially inseminated in order to become pregnant, and they need to be pregnant to give milk. So they're constantly impregnated, and every time, 50% of the time, when a male calf is born, it's not needed because not needed to impregnate the cow since they're being artificially inseminated. We support the dairy industry, and the dairy industry kills cows. Those cows are being exported as beef. That is why India is one of the top beef exporters in the world, despite us not eating a lot of beef. So if you are contributing to the poultry industry or the dairy industry, you are contributing to these animals being killed just like they are in the meat industry, except that they're tortured a lot right before they're killed. Also, once a mother cow stops giving milk, she's no longer useful in the dairy industry. So she's either let out onto the street to eat garbage, or she's also killed at a very young part of her life, about 1/5 or 1/10 of her natural lifespan. So once you can explain that to a vegetarian family or a family who at least understands vegetarianism, if you can get them to understand the hypocrisy there and how eating dairy and poultry is contributing to the same cruelty, it's much easier for them to get on the same page. I think this question depends on person to person. If you are a person who doesn't care that much for these things, or it's easy for you to discipline yourself, then it's not important at all. If you are a person who really likes some certain items, like you really eat yogurt every day or curd every day with your meals, or you are used to having butter on your paratha or something every single day, then those are things that it would be wise, I think, and easier for you to get substitutes for. Or if you like ice cream, for example, like I do, if you have a vegan substitute for ice cream, it'd be great to stock up on that, because that'll help you through the transition process until your body stops craving those things. Cheese actually has a chemical that is also found in cocaine that makes it very, very addictive. So some of these are actually chemical reactions in your body addicted to these things. So once that addiction, the chemical addiction, wears off, then it's much easier to get rid of the substitutes as well. But initially, I think it really helps to have substitutes during the transition process. This question always makes me laugh, because when you think about it, humans are the only animals that have decided that we need milk as full-grown adults. Milk is a product in any mammal filled with growth hormones. Cow's milk is meant to take a baby calf from 6 pounds to 600 pounds in 6 months. And we're having that as full-grown adults who don't need to grow and aren't going to grow anymore. So obviously it's going to cause some sort of issues in our body. Secondly, we're the only animal that decided at some point in history to drink the milk of another animal. It's quite bizarre to me, and it makes no sense when you think about it. So no, we don't require milk to be healthy. In fact, milk has a lot of more and more people are finding out today that they are lactose intolerant, especially us Asians. I hope this inspires you to join hands with me to save animals, our health, and the environment. Are you ready to take the 21 Days Plant Powered Challenge? Take the pledge at Animal Equality's loveveg.in for the Plant Powered Challenge and receive a whole lot of recipes, tips, and information on plant-based alternatives to meat, dairy, and eggs.